Hello, welcome to this video. Thank you for tuning in, sharing in this now moment with myself and with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome back. If you have, move this back a little bit. Just waking up. My intention is unity and oneness. I'm just kind of feeling into the energies of today. I'm going to share whatever comes through from my higher guidance team. And as we remember all that we are truly connected with, all of the elemental kingdoms and families that we are sitting within, with and in, that are within us, as we allow ourselves to connect in with the elements, all of the elements that we are, we recognize that there are fundamental elemental changes that are being made, that are being accessed, that we are accessing, for we are the access points of the superconsciousness, subconsciousness, moving up from the sub layers, moving up through from the subliminal. This is the play on words. For we are tapping into this whole new construction play set, if you will. We are inviting you to listen, to tune into the origination of Mother Nature, nurturing you with her breath, with the water that runs through the rivers, oceans, through the valleys of your body, the valleys of your emotions. Allow those emotions to flow. Allow tears to fall, to cleanse, to remind us of I'm seeing higher lens, higher spectrum, cleaning the lens. I'm also seeing to remind us of that we are all humans, so to speak, on this journey together. I'm just pausing this for just a moment. Okay. I have a little noise interference, and it's ironic because it's the recycling truck. And I'm seeing this reference to us recycling these old energies. And are we recycling them, or are we allowing ourselves to cleanse them and be free of them so that they can be utilized for something new? Everything is symbolic, right? We invite you to recognize that the blood that courses through your veins is, I'm seeing actually all of the chart, the chemistry elemental chart, and I'm thinking of iron in the blood, and the iron that's in Mother Earth, and I'm hearing ironing out the wrinkles, and I'm seeing that this is a reference to the wrinkles in time. I'm hearing Rip Van Winkle, rip in time, like there had been some rips in the time, but then I see rip is like letting it rip, like it's time to let it rip. So this is all a play on words. I see us healing certain elements of rifts in time. I'm hearing rip tides that are pulling us, that feel like they're pulling us under, and we're recognizing that there are many layers to this ascension process, to this process of remembering. And I'm being guided to share that we're really being asked to get back to nature, to nurturing our bodies, nurturing one another. And I see us just holding one another and holding Mother Earth, because she is within us and we are within her. And all of the elements are evolving as well. So I'm seeing that as we raise our consciousness, so too is the earth raising her consciousness, and so too is the evolution at hand of all of the elementals. the elements. Like there's a lot of new elements that we have yet to find or discover that are in the process of being created. And recognizing that this also has to do with our body. And I'm being continually guided lately to notice the wind in the air and just the feeling of that energy around us. And I'm being continually reminded of how it is literally us sitting in this aether, right? Aether as an element, plasmatic air and energy, and that our words and thoughts ripple out through this and truly affect, I'm hearing causation, and I'm seeing that as a play on words, everything that's around us. And I'm hearing back to Rip Van Winkle. So it's like I'm hearing in the wink of an eye, like the wink, like literally the blink of an eye, but I'm hearing this all as a play on words. And so all of this is a multi-layered expression. I really should have let that truck go by before I started this video, but what are you gonna do? I'm laughing because usually the truck's like here and gone, and they just went down the whole street and then they backed all the way up the street. They don't ever usually do that. I just have to laugh. All right. So I'm just going to go back into this. As we heal that which has been, I'm again seeing a rip in time. I'm getting a reference back to when we connect in with our element, and I had a reference this week to the fifth element. If you guys have ever seen that movie, it's like an older movie with Bruce Willis, and I forgot her name, the model action star. Either way, the fifth element is us, right? It's a new element. We're in that fifth dimensional frequency. We are the elements. We are connecting in with the elementals. And the more we can stop seeing us as separate, and the more we can really hone in on connecting in with our true nature, it allows us to today is the day of distractions. My husband is now rocking out in front of the sliding glass mirror. But I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going and just roll through the distractions. Oh, what are you going to do? Shun on. Oh, I just have to laugh. So, you guys, it really is about the little things. Oftentimes, it's really about us recognizing that we are connected to everything. And I keep hearing this ripple effect. So I want to go back into the ripple in time, like Rip Van Winkle. I think Rip Van Winkle fell asleep, and like it was almost like a wormhole or a loop, time loop. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up and maybe write this up. But all of this play on words, we're actually healing. Okay, when we're in a space, I talked about this in a previous video that I just did with the hexagon, and I did a breakdown of some of the inflow writings that I've been doing, and I'm super excited about that video. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's just, I really enjoyed going back and kind of dissecting the words and terms a little bit so that it could be explainable on a 3D, 4D level. Well, multidimensional, however you want to look at it. But what happens is when we connect in and we become back to our elemental self, which is not separate, which is unified, like a unified field, and that's PHI, right? The golden means, so to speak. We then are helping to heal times of past as well as future times. And it then helps I'm hearing we become the glue that essentially pieces together the whole. And I'm having this reference to black holes, to rifts in space, rifts in time. It's like we are the glue that is essentially, I'm hearing, reconfiguring certain aspects that perhaps couldn't be reconfigured or couldn't be recycled or couldn't be healed if we aren't in our fifth dimensional type of frequency, so to speak. And I'm just bringing that in with the fifth element. We are the key. And the more we start to recognize that we came here to support one another and to create at the same time from a diverse space, yet really tuning in with what we can do to help Mother Nature. Many of us are tuned in right now to the fires that are going on in Southern California. I want to talk briefly about that. I am from Southern California. I was born in California, and it's always had fires from the time. I don't remember a time when there weren't forest fires every summer that were very destructive. At one point when I lived in San Diego, it looked like the apocalypse. I'd say this was about 10 years ago. Mexico was on fire. I went over to Mexico back when it was very comfortable to go over to Mexico, and Mexico was on fire. We had to wear masks because there was ash everywhere. And now fast forward 10 years later, Yosemite, and there's towns that are, and it leads me to Australia and the fires of Australia. These fires are alchemy. They're cleansing from one perspective. The sequoia trees actually release their seeds through fire. So in essence, it can lead to cleansing and rebirth. Yet, I'm also being reminded that we have the power to assist the power of Mother Nature. And the shamans of old knew how to bring rain. They brought rain. The Aborigines in Australia had song lines and dreaming lines and they knew how to work with the elements because they knew they were part of the elements, and they were in a place of coherence to where they could bring rain when it was needed. So it is possible to assist in that. And some people say, well, Mother Nature will do what Mother Nature will do. And while that is true to a certain extent, we as humanity have also done a lot, of course, that has worked against Mother Nature. So from my guidance team, especially when I was in Yosemite and I connected with, I get emotional, the elements, it was like this passionate plea and call to come home and to remember that we are the rain bringers. We are part of that intricately interwoven system to work together in co-creation. And it's not that we know what's best for Mother Earth, it's that we feel it in a collaboration and communication when we're in a neutral, coherent space of co-creative embodiment. Earth is a body. She is an embodiment of an energy and frequency that we are part of. And we could think of ourselves as the cells, right, that are within the universal body, or however we want to look at it. Everything is connected. So if we can come into a place of coherence and we do have combined prayer, we could call it, or combined intention to bring balance and harmony. It's not that we need to ask or project our will of what we think is best. It's us as I love listening to Dan Winter talks about eating the hucha, I think is how he pronounces it, of the tornado, steering the tornadoes. The shamans could steer the tornado because they literally embedded in with the tornado and could feel the emotions, and they felt for the tornado. And in doing that, they created a merger and embed together, right? And they were able to steer tornadoes so that they weren't as destructive. They could go into a different direction. And it's the same thing with all of Mother Nature. I mean, we've just lost or temporarily forgotten, so to speak, our remembrance that we have these extra sensory capabilities that our ancestors were very familiar with. So I'm being invited to just remind everybody, get back to our roots, recognize that we are the portals, we are the cellular, part of the cellular matrix, we are embedded with Mother Earth. We are intricately tied together. And we're being invited to just remember in every moment that we have a choice. And this choice, the more we come from a place of coherence, the more this ripples out and creates with Mother Earth, with the elemental kingdom, with the animals, with our fellow humans and extraterrestrial off-Earth brothers and sisters who are also part of us, our galactics. And so when we start to remember in every opportunity, and I'm seeing this as a play on words, we then can unfold from that space and we feel what's out of alignment. And we bring it back into a harmonic resolution, remembrance, resonance. How do we do this? Breathing, going outside. I say this almost at least once a week. Barefoot on the earth. Set the intention to connect with the elemental kingdom with gratitude. Not with, I demand this or ask for this or we need this to happen. It's just holding space, and what is needed will then be shown to us. We will feel it, and we will operate from that space of a harmonic convergence with the entire whole of creation. So anyways, in love and light, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Namaste.